Hello, friends. Guess who? It's me again, Patrick here, with a quick little blurb for you today. I wanted to talk briefly about, excuse me, briefly about the history of motivation. If you look at the speakers, the authors, the commentators that are well known for being motivational speakers, people like Brian Tracy, Bob Proctor, Lou Tice, Anthony Robbins, people along those lines, you can find out who motivated them and who inspired them. People like Dale Carnegie, Napoleon Hill, and if you go further back, you'll reach people like Benjamin Franklin, and even further back still, you'll reach people like Cotton Mather, who was actually a preacher. If you look at the history of literature, if you go all the way back to, you know, Greek and Roman writings, philosophers, statesmen, or leaders, Marcus Aurelius or Epictetus, or who, different from that time frame, from the time of the Roman Empire, pre 400 AD type of thing. Most of the writing is, even though very insightful, is mostly directed at commentary on the nature of reality. There's not a whole heck of a lot on inspiring the reader to do better for themselves, so to speak. It's mostly observational. And we don't really get into any kind of what you would consider motivational literature until you reach the Bible. If you look at the writings of Proverbs, for example, Proverbs 31, you have the words of King Lemuel talking to his son, trying to give him advice and instruction, telling him, "It is not for kings, O Lemuel, to desire strong drink," right? Let him whose life is bitter, who's approaching death and miserable, let him drink and forget his misery. But as far as kings and princes, they should stay away from that. So that type of direct advice was common throughout Proverbs, throughout the writings of Solomon, and a lot of advice, direct advice throughout the Psalms, the writings of King David. And then when you reach the New Testament, then it just goes off the chart, right? If you look at Matthew chapter 9, Jesus is telling these two blind men, right? These two blind men come in. I mean, he just raised a lady from the dead. These two blind men come up to him and say, basically, right? This guy just raised someone from the dead. Certainly he can cure our blindness. And so Jesus says, "Do you believe that I'm able to do this?" And they say, "Yeah, we believe." And he says, "Be it unto you according to your faith." What a statement. And of course, he heals them of their blindness. But that statement, "Be it done to you according to your faith." And then, of course, there's other verses in chapter 9 where he's talking about if you have, in Matthew, in other parts of Matthew, where he talks about, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, you could say unto this mountain and it'll move. So he's talking about the infinite power of faith, even though it's a tiny amount, it's has the strength to move mountains. And so this whole concept of faith inspired many, look at the Rhonda Byrne, The Secret, right? It's all based on, if you can believe it, right? Same as what Napoleon Hill said. She reworked what Napoleon Hill said. If you can believe it, then you can achieve it. That whole theme of believing that you can achieve something is within the teachings of Jesus, for sure, and to a lesser extent in the Old Testament scriptures as well. So I just wanted to make a comment on that a lot of people look to different individual authors like Wayne Dwyer, right? He was a popular fellow for a while. Who else that comes to mind? I've got a ton of books in here from different motivational writers. I just can't think of the names off the top of my head. I'm thinking of some, and I can't. My memory isn't what it once was, I guess. Plus, I'm still kind of groggy. Trying to have my morning coffee here. And so the point I wanted to make today was that if we want to be motivated, get motivated, achievement is what brings us happiness, right? Achieving different things, different goals, different life goals, different plans that we have. If you get a job and make money and get a paycheck, you've achieved something, and you get that paycheck, you feel happiness, you feel accomplishment, you feel joy. And then it builds on that. You can build like little baby steps, right? You can say, well, I'm going to save $50 a week or $50 a month or $200 a month, or however much you're planning. And then as that balance grows and you put that towards something, maybe you have the faith to believe to buy your dream car or your dream bicycle, or to buy a house one day. And then as you build your plans and your achievements and your goals, it gives a sense of happiness, satisfaction, joy. Of course, if you focus too much on what you don't have, then of course you'll never be happy. You need to have a certain kind of faith that you're already wealthy. And a lot of times motivational speaker will try and emphasize that you're already wealthy. You just have to change your perspective. But you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. In general, people want to achieve their goals. They want to build something better in the future than they have today. And if people are blind, they want to be able to see. Absolutely. And so the great value of feeding on motivational literature, whether it's the Bible itself or somebody that's been inspired by the Bible, because most, I wouldn't say all, but a ton of motivational literature gets its source, gets its foundation from words that can be found in Scripture. And so I just wanted to give you that blurb today, that stay motivated. If you have a tiny bit of faith, if you can believe that tomorrow will be better than today, or even later today will be better than this morning, that's the start of miracles. So believe for a miracle in your life today and tomorrow and the next day, because they happen all the time. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. I'm keeping this under 10 minutes to give you a little short blurb. And I really hope you're doing well. If you have any comments for me, if you're working on something, if you've experienced a miracle lately, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to hear what you're working on, because that inspires me too. Have yourself a fantastic day. Talk to you soon, okay? God bless you. Thank you for watching. Take care now. Bye-bye.